here. Okay, we get the first turn. Now we're going to again, and I'm quite honestly, I was a little disappointed in the from the description. It seemed like if I took this airfield, I'd wipe all of these air out. You take out about one squad, so which is nice, no doubt. And we get an overrun. Very nice. Done. Let's do 6 or... I think we'll try to kill the cow. Actually, I think they're more dangerous than the FT-17s. Okay, well they moved to there. Could be a bit of a problem for getting him down to there. So let's... You can take him out with the 222s. Yes, very good. Now... we're going to take the airbase. So, that is a good little advance there. I think those are fighters. So what we're going to do is see if we can eliminate them. Well, not quite eliminate, but do make them a lot weaker. Right. Okay, well, we're going to bring back in the armor back along these trenches. I think, though, we will see about moving. We'll see about moving these guys over this way. These guys over this way. Here. Trying to hold down this flank as much as possible. Now, our other area that we do want to hold, we can make it there. So these guys will come to here. At least temporarily we'll move the tanks in the mountains or the hills. They don't do so well there, but the high ground may give them an advantage. These guys will move to the high ground and watch the bridge. And we'll get these air coverage for all of them. Okay, that's basic. Like I said earlier, I think we will move these guys forward, at least to start with. Move up some artillery to support. We might as well see what we can do with that. This area is a little better coverage with that. Hey, Toy Jet, my friend. Yes, we're on the defensive. You must always attack. What, are you a World War I French general? Hey, Mike Bravo. Good to see you here. Long live Russia. Hello, Ari. You might be. I can imagine in your mind you might think you actually are. Okay, well, not perfect, but we'll see how this goes. especially while we have these fortresses in effect up here. I want to try a bit of a forward defense. Updated the store, but I have all the stuff except for two, which I'm not that interested in. I wish they would offer some DLCs for some of the games. That would be good. Panzer, I know, but you know, what do you do with, you know, a mega enthusiast like you? You've already got everything you probably really want. At least a couple of things, yes. Right. That you're delusional? Yes, Toyjet. We know that. Okay. Hopefully this will work well. Okay. Big boom, hurt the aircraft. And make them just a little emotional damaged. Yes, yes. Mile or two more. Napoleonic tactics are, I don't know if you want to call it a remnant, but are definitely left over from the very weakness of the Republic's forces with very low quality, so they were attacking in mass. Napoleon kept that up, but that doesn't quite work so well in the modern age of barbed wire and machine guns. Okay, the 4th BF-109 aerial ace +2 to air attack, very nice. That was covering up some of the move there, but right. Okay, now we got to get these forces back under some sort of level of protection. Do we hit these guys? I don't know. I think we'll move entrench in there. That's the fighter. Okay, we'll take these out. We get mass attack and completely eliminated. Good, that's what I want to do. Don't want them to keep resurrecting the unit. Okay, well, they can get back to the lines. They can get back mostly to the lines. That's tempting, but I'm going to keep from being tempted and pursuing that. Do that rough terrain, and you guys can get back to here. Let's move you up to there. All right. Maybe I should have concentrated on these with the artillery. Nope, you're staying where you are. Not advancing, that is. Come over there. Well, high ground might save them. Okay, no air hanging about there. They're going to be hitting us hard here eventually. I know that for sure. Yeah. Okay. At least all their attacks are costing them something with the air. Forgot to attack with him. Yep, you get your base back. It was not really the plan to hold it. Let's see if this is a good move. Don't know if it is or isn't. Okay. Let's give them emotional damage. I want to fully take out the fight. I don't want them repairing and coming right back. Yeah, I figured he'd do that. should have probably pounded first with the artillery. That would have made good sense. But hey, if I had good sense, well, hey, I'd be a good player. Okay, first do some emotional damage to that fighter. Oh, actually some physical damage too. And then hopefully do even more physical damage. Okay, hurting them somewhat. Push their Panzer armored cars back. Okay, well, that works. Now down here, what we're gonna do is, yeah, move you back to there. You guys hike up the mountain. Give them a lot of emotional damage and then some physical damage. Oh good, some actual physical damage there. Hey Pixel, good to have you here. Well, the war's going all right. Yes, it's very nice to have Panzer Corps 2, which of course we're playing here on the store, as well as Shadow Empire, another very good game. I really like the flexibility, the fairly reasonable level of nation building, if you will, with Shadow Empire. That is a good thing. I think we're just going to reinforce you at the moment. Any other reinforcing I want to do right now? No, not so much over there. You guys moving can't. Okay, well, that's good. Yes, the French have air superiority. That's why I had to restart this scenario. It's very interesting because historically, the French really got worried and actually upset with the British when the British started bombing German targets in Germany before the fall of France, before actually the Battle of France. And the French were quite worried about retaliation by the Germans because the Germans had such a overwhelming air superior, or no, let me rephrase it, had such a much larger air force. Well, that was all just, I don't know if a bluff would be the right term, but that was just all a misconception, because the French Air Force was about as modern and about as strong as the German Air Force alone, plus the RAF is there, and then if they expand the war, Belgium didn't have much of an air force, but would actually contribute a bit during the invasion, not heavily, but somewhat. So The French actually had a lot of aircraft. They just did not have it effective in a coordination sense. They didn't have what Germany, really was much better coordinated to use as Air Force. So when it showed up on the battlefield, especially now, before the Battle of France, there wasn't much going on, and it was just all air shows and impressions and whatnot. But once it showed up on the battlefield, the Germans just so much better coordination of air operations, and especially coordinating it to ground operations. And of course, the British become very good in that, in the coordination and interception with their radar in the Battle of Britain. But and so the Battle of Britain, the RAF is way outclassed in just about every category with the Germans, except, the training is pretty good on the British side, but I would say generally a bit better for overall for the Germans. They've had a lot more experience in Spain and whatnot. So the training's probably a bit better for the Germans. And the aircraft, the Spitfire Hurricane versus, the 109 and the 190. 190 is coming a bit later. But, they're very, very similar, but just in size and scope of the Luftwaffe is just so much more. It's only the ability to coordinate well that the RAF are able to maintain the defense of Britain. I'm very tempted by Panzer Corps 2 and War in the Pacific. War in the Pacific is another good option. Just seeing that. Didn't hear about the French sabotage. Okay. Well, over here, we're going to hit these guys. Now that they're weak, we're going to hit these guys, and then we're going to withdraw back under the cover of the bunkers. We're going to move you over to deal with the cavalry if they continue to make a nuisance of themselves. We're going to let him sort of kind of live, I think. We're going to come over here and take you out. All right, well. Emotional damage. Emotional damage. Okay, we're not going to advance forward. Oh, we should have. So, I'll fire you there. Maybe we should have attacked first with them. Emotional and a little bit of physical, and hopefully a lot of physical damage. Very good, weakening them nicely. Well, send them running. Now over here. And I'm going to remember to reinforce you to keep you nice and alive. We're going to strike at them so that these guys can weaken them just a little bit. Well, I guess not. Okay, hurt them some. Good. Okay, they all died, so we can reinforce them up on their high position. UAs and yes, as yeah, that logistics and economics element. Hello, Frere Oakenshield. Thanks for the cheer. Is really nice with that game. That makes it a bit standing out from a lot of others. So far, we're playing relatively smart. So what's wrong? I don't know. Tactics here. Well, with all this armor up front, what I'm going to do here is let's, I think, shift you to there. Maybe shift you back to you there and bring up the anti-tank guns. Okay. Well, that wasn't very smart of them. Well, that sort of was. Smart of them, that is. No, this is still the 1939 DLC. This is the Saar defense. I know they've announced the 1940 DLC. Don't switch or whatever. Sorry, butchering your name. I don't know when it's coming out. I've not yet gotten a look at it. That was not good. That was not good. The cavalry getting butchered over there. So I'm not sure if they've announced a date. They have announced they're working in, probably Van Bishop already knows this, but reworking, doing a new version of War in the East. Now I should have moved the reconnaissance over first, but I don't always do the best options. And I should have also artillery them first. Man, I did all that wrong. Should have moved into reconnaissance, then artillery, then attacked with the bunker, then attacked with the reconnaissance vehicles. Nah. Well, let's see if I can do better some other place here. Okay, we have that bomber there. Well, let's... we'll use... no, let's kill this over here. Let's be smart. Be smart. Move over our fighters. Attack first with Adolf Gallen, so we get mass attack from there. Then we get aiming assistance from him, and bye-bye. And they're giving fighter protection if they want to try to bomb again. Now here, let's shift you to here. We're going to concentrate our artillery fire on you. That will allow us to bring you up a bit closer. But we're going to stay right there. I think we're going to withdraw you back to there, and you guys are going to come up here and hit them hard. Now that was much smarter, that whole play there. Yeah, they're too far back, but we'll try to shut down this river crossing. No air for me to shoot down? Bummer. Okay. Artillery, the infantry, give them some damage. A bit more there. Artillery, these heavy infantry. Give them a little bit of damage and hopefully destroy the armored cars. Damn, they retreated. Okay, well, that's still better than nothing. Let's give these bridging troops something to think about and then machine gun them from our bunkers. There we go. Let's move you up to here, that way we'll get these guys covered as well. Not terribly effective. This may even just kill us. No, not quite, but there. Okay, December 10th. Thank you. I did not see the date, and I did look a while ago. Not today, but thanks, Space Ghost. Or Space 6 Ghost. So, and I hope they will have me present that to you once they're ready with it. They've attacked. So I'm really digging. They're more in depth. As my friend Ari, who was on earlier, maybe still around, commented early on that he liked Panzer Corps 2, but it just felt lacking from Panzer Corps 1, and I said, well, hey, I think they're going to be doing DLCs that'll give much more rich playing missions and whatnot, and they are, and it's really good. So Okay.